Shalom, shalom, planet Earth. All praise to the Most High. I want to respond to a comment that I got from Queen Herbalist. Shalom, sister. Hope you see this video. And it's not more, it's to her response, but the people that may feel and think like her because uh, this is what I was kind of expecting when I made this video. And I'm glad she responded this way because I definitely want to clear up what I'm saying and hopefully just bring some clarity to the whole situation about the video that I made. And this is what she wrote. And if you out there, Shalom, sis. You see this. This was her response was to the video. She said, "Man, do not despise a thief if he steals to satisfy his soul when he is hungry." Proverbs 6:30. That's one of the verses I used in the video. And she said, taking food out of hunger is different than threatening the lives of innocent people to take whatever goods are available. It's not the same. How many people lives are, and let me say that, lives their, how many people lost their lives doing a robbery. Happen all the time. And she right, there's a lot of people that lose their life in robberies. She says, happens all the time. Most people just keep pushing and don't care as long as it's not them with the weapon to their skull. And this is where there's balance and understanding and judgment. Like I said in my video, you judge rightly. As the scripture says, the wheat will go up with the tares. And for those people that do rob and kill, first let me read my response that I said to her. And I respond, people that are able to feed themselves and pay their bills on time from a job or other income or not, that should have been or not robbing. But basically I'm saying people that's able to pay their bills, and live a comfortable life, them not the people that's out there robbing folks. But for the most part, it's the ones that are struggling, broke, and don't know where they're going to get their next meal. But there are some people who just are wicked and rob people for greedy gain and take innocent life by doing so. I'm not speaking about them. And like I said in the video, if you take a life, your life should be taken. And then I told her to make this video, to make this response. Not long, I'll respond to her in the video because I'm pretty sure a lot of people feel the same way she do. Uh, and that's the thing, you know how they say one bad apple spoiled a bunch? Uh, there are wicked people, like I said, that's out there that's just greedy for gain, that think it's a sport to rob people, as the scripture says, uh, that it's a sport to the wicked to do evil. And it's fun, and I mean, you see a lot of videos where people are robbing people, and you know, uh, sometimes people rob people to join certain gangs or to get respect for people, like I said, or just do it just because they feel like they can take what they want. And those wicked people are are not doing it because they're hungry. And yeah, so yeah, we should hate those people. The scripture said, "Don't despise those that do steal because they hungry." But those that just want to take from people and take and then feel like they can take what they want, no, I'm not. I'm not saying and especially those that not only take what they want but kill, but kill people. As the scripture says, uh, a man who take a life, his life should be taken. So if anybody will rob somebody and kill somebody, you should be killed. It, it ain't, you shouldn't be go to jail and pay back what you stole. No, you took a life, your life should be taken. So, but besides those wicked people, and I'm speaking from experience, and I can relate to this more because I've been that guy. And I think that's what it is, that's why sometimes when people live a certain life, when people have not lived that life, they don't want to hear from them because they're like, you can't relate to me because you never been there or done that. But me, on the other hand, I was the kid with the gun in my hand that was robbing people. And I didn't want to take no life. And I thank the Most High to this day that my life wasn't taken. But I was hungry and I just wanted to satisfy my need. Uh, and I sympathize with a lot of these young men because I see myself in them. And I know a lot of them are just, like me. I came from a single parent home. My mama, she struggled. She was sick, food stamps, welfare. You know, she couldn't work. And, a lot of times we didn't have nowhere to stay. We didn't have food in the refrigerator. And we been hungry a lot of times. And when I got older, I couldn't get a job. I wanted to help out because we were so poor and struggling and living in the hood. Me and my mama got into it one day and she kicked me out. And I was on my own. I was sleeping on the cold ground. I had asked my auntie to stay and got my feelings hurt. So I said I wasn't going to ask nobody else to stay with them. So here I am, a young 16-year-old young man with nowhere to go. I'm over to my friend's house all day, sleeping on his couch, you know. But one night, uh, one of my homeboys, he gave me a gun. It didn't have no clip in it, but he gave me a little 22 with no clip in it. And all I wanted to do was to eat and lay my head down somewhere warm. And I needed money, but I didn't have no money. But I had this little uh 22 with no clip. So, I went that night looking to rob people to get money. And praise the Most High that I didn't get hurt because, like I said, the gun I had didn't even have no bullets in it. Or even, in some cases where, uh, somebody may not meant to kill somebody and actually didn't kill somebody that they trying to rob. So thank the Most High, nothing that never happened to me. But I remember talking to this white doctor, and I forgot how the conversation started, but he was talking about how people rob stores and how he said nothing be in them stores but like $60 to $100. He said sometimes he said and this way he said I don't get it. He said why would people risk robbing these little stores, getting nothing but $60 to $100 and risk dying or getting 10 years in jail because armed robbery is 10 years plus in jail. So he was like, I just don't get it. And to him, it was just stupid that somebody would make that decision to throw away their life to make a decision just for $60 or $100, you know, in which getting 10 years in prison or losing their life. And I thought to myself, yeah, you wouldn't understand because you never been hungry on the street, laying on the cold concrete, saying all I want is a meal in a hotel room to sleep in. And at that moment, you know, it's worth it. You know, you're not thinking about 10 years or getting shot. You just thinking about them little $600 that you gonna get to pay for a night in a motel room and that pizza that you gonna eat and how you gonna take that misery away from you from that second of doing so. So you know me being in that predicament and understanding, I can understand why people rob, the motive behind it. But I also know that there's wicked people out there that just do it for greedy gain, and those that do take people's lives, of rob and and kill people in the process of robbing. Uh, you get what you deserve. You deserve death. I don't represent those people, wicked people. There's and like I said, I'm not saying that it's right. In my video, I said that we shouldn't be sinning. We should not be robbing, stealing. But for those that are out there that's lost, I can understand why would some do it. That's why the scripture says, you know, once again, don't despise a man that steal because he's hungry. You gotta judge rightly in every situation. Everybody's just not a wicked thug that's out there just taking things from people. Uh, and my mindset was, uh, I don't want to take everything. I just want enough uh, to satisfy uh, my hunger and this agony of pain of sleeping on this uh, hard concrete. I want to sleep at night in a warm bed, and I felt like the people that I robbing had more than enough, and I felt like if I asked them, even though they had it, they would have said no. But once again, it goes back to also I had pride because like I said, my auntie hurt my feelings, so I said I wasn't gonna ask nobody for nothing else. But for all the young people out there, the scripture says, "Ask and you will receive." Uh, if the first, second person say no, keep asking. Somebody out there will give. Scripture says, "If you ask, it will be given." And that's one thing I didn't do. I didn't continue to ask. Like I said, part of that was pride because I got my feelings hurt. So I said I wasn't gonna ask nobody for nothing no more. But that's not the way to be. Uh, and so yeah, for all the young people that is out there, that you may be in a situation where you all by yourself and you hungry and you ain't got no money and the only thing you got is a weapon. Don't rob. Don't commit a crime because in this wicked world, your life would be taken, and you know some people would feel like you deserve to die because uh, you was out there robbing or taking. And like I said, biblically, that's not true. Uh, you shouldn't kill a man for stealing or robbing. And it says, once again, if a man rob or steal a human being, he deserving of death. But just to comment on her last statement, she said, most people would just keep it pushing and don't care as long as it's not them with a weapon to their skull. And I don't know, maybe she been robbed before, or people that been robbed before may feel like this. Uh, It's not that people don't care. It's just that what do you want people to do? If somebody is robbing you, then what do they want? They want money, whatever you got, and usually, I mean, are you going? And we say all the time, it's not worth your life. Just give it up. And why would I join myself in there? What I mean, if I see somebody robbing somebody, the one of the things I may do is say, hey, you want some money? You know, you robbing her, maybe you want some money here, take this. You ain't gotta rob her here, I give you something. But people are so cold hearted, well, people are afraid to ask anybody for anything because people are just gonna say no, so they feel like I really take it. So I mean, we like I said, nobody should be robbing or stealing anything, uh, or taking anything from anybody. There's a way to do everything. And when I was young, I didn't realize there was a better way. So I just can sympathize with the young dudes that might not understand or realize there's a better way that you can ask, and keep asking, and somebody will give it to you. And that's better than sinning against the Most High and putting your life in danger. But when it comes to putting a weapon up to your skull, yeah, I don't respect that. You know, like I said in my other video, stealing is taking something without somebody looking. Robbing is stealing with force, and you gotta have something to force that robbery and use it as a weapon. But when it comes to putting guns to people's skulls and heads, you know, there's a sign of disrespect. You know, you ain't gotta do all that. You know, put a gun in somebody's head. You know, if you got a gun pointed to them, that's enough already. Uh, but yeah, you know, like I said in my other videos, kind of feel like I'm repeating myself. But if you see somebody robbing somebody and you feel like that their life is threatened, then the scripture says, you know, you're supposed to beat up for your neighbors. You don't just allow somebody to kill somebody in front of you if you think they're gonna kill them. You know, but if uh, if that's the case, yeah, if you see somebody robbing somebody and you feel like this person is about to take that person's life and you're able to save that person, you know, I salute you. You know, do that, save life. You know, and it goes back to, you know, not committing crime or sinning in the first place. Uh, you can't win when you sin, you know. So my point was just uh, responding to the family and why the family felt the way they did, because I've seen a lot of people's kind of picking at the family and I like the family was crazy or you know but like I said, you got to be in people's shoes, uh, and I guess I seen my mama and sisters them, if I would have got shot or killed, I can relate and say, you know, my mama then would have been upset. Or if you find out your son was out there robbing and stealing and he got killed, you would have been upset that he was robbing and stealing. You would have know what he done was wrong, but you would have been like, is there any way they could have spared his life? You know, I know he was out there doing wrong, robbing and stealing, but he did not take nobody's life. Is there any way that he could have lived? Is there anything you could have done? You know, a lot of people rather for their sons to be locked up than dead. You know, so just trying to give a balanced understanding. I know there are wicked people out there that's just robbing and killing people. Uh, and there's some people out there that really is just hungry and trying to make it and don't want to rob or kill, but they feel like they have to. And I feel like that their life should not be taken for that. And according to the Bible, their life shouldn't be taken from that. if they have not taken a life. And that's what output I was speaking from. But every situation different. We got to judge every situation righteous. So hope that answer your question, Queen Herbert. Uh, and anybody that may feel that way. Now I understand where you're coming from. And like I said, I'm not taking sides on either one. I'm not taking sides on the robbery or those who say, hey, somebody shouldn't be robbing. You both right, somebody shouldn't lose their life when they rob, but at the end of the day, nobody should be robbing nobody. So I hope that sums it up. Shalom.